So this is a basic overview of the Biblio module. So it comes by default enabled, but to use it you have to enable some more filters. So if you go to the modules page and bring up there, the ones you need are PubMed, RIS, because that's MIT, EndNote, because it's always good to be able to export things directly from EndNote, and BibText. So the other ones are good, but you don't want to enable too many because it just bulks things up. But those are the ones you need. PubMed above all. So now that you have PubMed there, you can import things just using a PubMed ID. So once that saves, we can add content. So add something. Oh, I changed the name from Biblio. It's normally Biblio, but I changed it to Publications. But okay, so this is the add content. So PubMed. So now we just need a PubMed ID. So we'll go to the PubMed site and we'll pull in someone and just grab any PubMed ID there. And that's what you paste into the PubMed box without any spaces. So it automatically populates with the abstract, all the authors, all the information you really need. So that looks good. The year, all that. I think also the DOI number. Cool. So you save that. Great. I already made some changes to this, so you should also make them. So when you go into the content type and you find the publications content type, you want to turn off comments because it's on by default and you don't want that. And you don't want the author displaying, and that's enabled by default. The other thing you want to do is the body field is enabled, so I deleted that, and you should delete it as well because you don't. The abstract is all you need. Cool. So that's that. You can also add content if it's not a PubMed ID item. You can add content with the other filters that you enabled. So RIS is the MIT one. So if you get a RIS citation, you can import it there. So you can also import publications in bulk. So the way you do that is you go to the Biblio page on the configurations page. And so this is actually important. So the base URL that the site wants to use is Biblio. So if you put Biblio over here, you see what you get. I like to change that to the publication should be publications and change the page title to publications or journal articles or whatever you want. And I bumped this up to 50. So save that. And you should look at the other settings too because some of them are relevant. So now if you change that to publications, that will be the page. And I enabled this search thing. It's not enabled by default, and I think it's a good thing to do. So it's this one right here. So you should make those settings with the search thing there. Enable the search bar, and I changed that text a little bit. But to import in bulk, it's this data import over here that you want. And to create the file, let's go back to PubMed, do a search. And export those to a file, and what you want to export is the PubMed list. So you can open it just so you can see it, but basically it's a list, it's a PubMed list of IDs. So that's what you have, and now we'll import it into the site. So data import, browse, you find that list, you choose PubMed ID, and you import it. Cool. So now when you go to publications, there should be all of those. Great. And I mean, they import really nicely because they bring in the full title, all the authors, the full abstract, that. I think that's actually a special setting. Oh, it works nicely. Okay, cool. Great. So that's the idea.